What's going on, guys? Joshua back at it again, and today we're talking about arts. Probably my favorite part of my game so far. And if you don't know, I'm designing a tabletop game right now, which is an epic fantasy game called Your World, which is live on Kickstarter right now and is over 90% funded. So, guys, thank you for all the support. And with that, let's get into the video. So, what are arts? Arts are like literally your anime techniques, right? You have your favorite character, your favorite anime character that uses their Rasengan or their Gomu Gomu no this or that, or their Bankai or whatever else, right? Their fire style. And that's essentially what these arts are. So depending on what sort of class you pick, you will have arts that are thematically aligned with that class. And as I was designing this, I wanted these arts to really represent like the foundation of your character's skills, right? Because that's really what they are. They're skills and techniques. So if you're a warrior and you're doing a lot of like sword, type of arts, these are just things that you can do essentially infinitely, right? Sure, like anybody, you'll get tired, but ultimately, these are not like a power you can use 3 or 4 times and then they run out. You can effectively use these for a whole combat. You're not going to worry about them running out because they represent the foundation of your techniques and your prowess. That being said, there are ways that you can make them stronger and expend even more energy to empower them, but that is a finite resource, and that is called, well, empowerments. So effectively, empowerments are ways that you can increase the damage of your arts or even like the range or manipulate them in some sort of way by either adding conditions or even at higher levels, completely transforming the technique into something even more powerful. So the way empowerments work is kind of how the name suggests. You empower your arts by temporarily making your technique stronger. You do this by expanding chambers of power. So if you're a third level character, you'll have up to third levels of chambers of power, but we call them degrees. So the way it would sound in play would be, I'm going to empower this art to the third degree. So since you're empowering it to the third degree, you could maybe add 3 damage dice, one for each level of chamber of power. You could maybe even add a condition which might cost 2. And then you might also add a damage dice to expend all 3 of those from the third level of chamber of power. That's effectively how it kind of works in play, or at least what that sort of verbiage would sound like. Some arts will have requirements, like maybe a certain type of weapon, maybe a piercing one or a bludgeoning one, or even they'll require you to have mana or focus. And maybe even in some circumstances, maybe both in the future. Who knows? Ultimately, probably my favorite part of these arts is how customizable they make your character. Being able to, think of who your favorite anime character is, or comic hero is, and picking arts to essentially become like that character is a very easy way to create that without necessarily needing like a specific class or subclass or even specific feat. So this is just another layer of this whole character creation process that allows you to really fine tune and tweak your character to be exactly how you want them to be. So I just love this part of the game so much. I love working on these. Towards the highest levels of play, you gain a new ability called Overchannel. Every character gets this. And this is probably one of the most epic, cool things ever, because effectively, after you've spent all of your chambers of power from level 1 to 7, because that's when you first get this ability, and then, from then on up, if you're at level 8, expand all of them all the way up to level 8, you can actually sacrifice HP to continue empowering your arts. The reason why is because the mana and focus within these characters is essentially part of your life force. So once you run out of that energy, you can kind of dig more directly into your life force to essentially just push yourself to the limit. So this is for those moments where you're really, really in a tough spot, but it's either you or them. You're pushing it to the limit, and you're just gonna completely crash out and go for broke. So it's definitely a gamble, but I think it's super epic. It makes the game very dynamic. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That is the long and short of arts. If you like what you heard, guess what? There's a playtest with even more details on arts and other parts of the game. You can feel free to check that out. You can check it out on my Kickstarter page as well as my link tree, which is the same link in my bio. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Thanks for all the support, guys. I cannot wait to see you again in your world. All right. Take care.